You can test for mold spores, live active mold spores, but they're not the only thing that can be causing you health issues if you have a mold sensitivity. There's something called mold fragments, okay? These are fragmented spores. These are spores that have cracked during the drying process or the winter or something, and they cracked and separated. And often they contain mycotoxins, but the problem is these fragments go even deeper into the body than even mold spores do. And some of them are alive, some of them are not. Some contain mycotoxins, but the reality is these fragments can be all over the place. It can be all over the place. And I've seen with clients that have significant health issues that you can do an ERMI test, okay? And it'll show, it looks like it's, moderately moldy, okay? But then you could do a fungal element test through real-time labs, and you'll show, wow, I mean, sometimes there's several 100,000 of these fungal elements in a sample, and these things could be in your HVAC, they can be, everywhere, right? But the reality is you require a completely different remediation process for these. So instead of going ahead and trying to kill the spores, what you're trying to do is use a HEPA vacuum, and you're trying to go ahead and suck up all these fungal fragments, and you're trying to clean all the corners and do all the things, but it's more of a suction thing. You got to use a closed end HEPA vacuum. So the point is that, when you have mold in your house, it's not just simply about the living mold. It's about the mycotoxins. It's about the living spores. Then it's about the fungal fragments too. And all three of these play into what mycotoxin illness can, mycotoxin illness itself, right? So if you're trying to go ahead and test your home, you really want to get the full picture. You want to do something like an ERMI test. It'll be a microscopic dust analysis. It'll show you the actual live spores that are present there. Then you want to do something like the MCAS test, like I said, which does the fungal fragments. Those two things together will give you an idea of how your house is looking in terms of its health. And then you could cross-reference these things against the typical reference ranges and know just simply how healthy or sick your home is. It's pretty easy. So if you're testing your home, you gotta remember about fungal fragments. The EMA test will do this from real-time labs, EMMA. And this is a whole different aspect of mycotoxin illness, and nobody really talks about these fungal fragments. So if you're really trying to get the proper testing, get the EMA test as well. You could do the ERMI test, but the EMA test will show you the fungal fragments. The ERMI test will show you the actual live spores. With those two together, you get an idea of what's actually happening in the home, and you can make your decisions based upon that. And of course, remember that just because it shows up in the home, it doesn't mean it's making you sick. Certain people are sensitive, certain people aren't. There could be small amounts of it that make someone extremely sick. There could be large amounts that make people have minimal health issues, right? So it's not always about how much you're around or how much is in your body. It's more often about how sensitive you are to it, right? So you can do the home test, you can test the fungal fragments, whatever, and it can tell you if your home is sick, but it really can't tell you how significant your reactions are to it. That is something you want to test through, something like the IgE mycotoxin antibody test. So hopefully this taught you about fungal fragments. Once again, they're caused by when they dry out and the spores crack, and you got millions. Some people have millions of these in their home, literally millions of them, and they're wondering why they have issues. So thanks for watching. Go to my website, endsickness.org. I got hundreds of articles, hundreds of videos in there teaching you how to heal yourself. Take care.